Taylor Lewan and Will Compton here on the Rich Eisen Show. Here they are. Let's just give them a round of applause.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Rolling in hot with what? We got like 15 people here?
We rolled the boys deep,
Are we
buddy.
doing 11 on 11s today?
This
I didn't
is
know we
it.
were doing it.
Well,
This is
you
our
feel
entourage,
like
man.
when you come into enemy territory like this, after everything we've been through, you want to make sure you have your squad with you, brother.
Don't start that, man.
Rich,
Don't
Taylor and I got on the phone last week, and he goes, "Hey, Rich said it's he might not be coming on the show." So what I told Taylor, I go,
what he said,
I
what he said was, and this was 2
Can I
days ago.
finish the story?
Go ahead.
Can I finish the story? I told Taylor, I said, should we drop all of our plans? Like, I know I'm in Italy. Should I get a flight back from Italy? Should you leave Canada? Should we just go to LA and go on Rich Eisen Show? And now we're here. We figured if you're not going to come to us, we might as well come to you.
Hold on a second. Many things. First of all, our radio audience is returning. So if we can, did you just say the S word right there? Did you just do that?
Did you say
Did I say the S word?
I don't think you did.
You
did
didn't?
you?
Did I say the S
Just
word?
want to make sure.
Did he curse?
Did I say the S word?
We had a story talking
I
to.
didn't hear it. So, Rich, maybe your ears are better than mine right now.
But, our largest radio audience is returning, and I want to address this because you have played into a lot of false narratives. In both of you in the first literal 40 seconds of your appearance on this program. A lot of false narratives that we're going to address and settle. And it starts with a beef. There's no beef. I have no beef.
There's no beef.
We're
no beef.
beefless. We're beefless.
We're basically vegetarian.
Beefless in Los Angeles.
The three of us are vegetarian on the show right now. There's no beef. We're not cooking anything up, brother. Here's what I will say.
Okay. Yeah.
You're the man, dude. I almost just said, I almost just used the curse.
I appreciate it.
I almost used the curse. You are the man.
Thank you.
You are. Like,
hold it in.
you
Taylor
look
Lewan.
as a young buck, a young child, ESPN, you turn it on, you see a man with a full head of hair, and the way you've been able, through trials and tribulations of
Yes.
life, be to
Trials.
where you are.
Tribulations.
And truly crush. You're
Thank you.
all of us, every kid in their 30s right now knows who Rich Eisen is.
That's true.
Grew up watching Rich
Okay.
Eisen. So for you to come on our bus would be nothing but an honor. So we put. I know this is your show. I am a long individual.
not at all, not at all. I just want Taylor Lewan and Will Compton of Bussin with the Boys, one of the most popular shows
Subscribe.
anywhere. You subscribe, yeah, hit the subscription button.
Please,
We're all
God, we need it
podcasts can
so
be
bad.
acquired right here on the show. So I'm sorry, you were going on and telling me how great I am. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I like to think of us like if I had a MySpace and I had to put a top 10, you'd be in my top 10 as far as friends go.
That is pretty big.
A couple of Michigan guys.
It's true.
We
Does that say-
bonded.
does that-
We've talked. He's
go
been
way
to a
back.
game. He's watched me in pads. I've sat in these same chairs before.
have,
This
yes.
Restoration Hardware. I
It's
love it.
the same chair.
It's the same chair.
We haven't changed. I
So
haven't changed.
when we did the show and we're scouring the globe trying to find guests, I
Yes.
thought Rich Eisen, man, would be fantastic, knowing good and well that you have an extremely busy schedule. So we gave Jack McPherson the task, our Tennessee Volunteers fan, the
Yes.
task
Yes.
of posting about you every single day until you come on the show.
It has been impressive.
He's been impressive.
The run has been impressive,
Yeah.
big time. And so, this is the latest one. I know exactly where that is.
Handsome.
Jack cut my wife out of the photograph. It's okay. She doesn't need to know that. It's all right. I know exactly, pretty much almost all. Some of them, though, I don't know where it's found.
Does it fire you up? You're like, oh wow, this
didn't remember
photo is
that.
out there.
a little scary.
Here's what it is. It's just your fan base is very passionate. Clearly, you have built an incredible following since that day on the Friday of the NFL draft in Nashville, Tennessee, when you, Taylor Lewan, came on this show and said, I have a podcast. I'm like, great, what's it called? Bussin' with the Boys. Doing it with Will Compton. I'm like, who's Will Compton? And then after that was all done.
That was a fun bit.
Right? That's a fun bit. That's a fun bit, which I appreciate.
I knew
you.
I'd be here.
No, but and I'm like, okay, great. You said there's a bus and whatever. And I said, well, when you bring the bus to Los Angeles, I'm sure you'll take the bus all over the country. And then you said there is no motor in the bus. And I made a stand. And I'm a principled man to this day. And I have no problem. You guys you're doing shows out here, are you not? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
We're doing a tour right now. We're doing a training camp tour.
Right,
So
but you're doing interviews
Yes.
for your show.
Yes.
You're banking interviews, as they
And
would say
I
in
know
the
where
business.
this is going, and it's just like we were Super Bowl week. We were out there, and it was
set.
in front of us, silver
It was
platter,
set.
multiple, like Rich really wants to, and we again
set.
principled like you are. We are principled individuals as well. We were like, it would not make sense unless Rich is on the bus.
Dude,
With the bit that's been going on for how many days now, Jack?
428.
428 days.
428.
Rich needs to be on the bus,
Yes.
not just somewhere in LA, Arizona.
Not in some makeshift budget. Hey, put a couple cardboard things behind us and say Bussin'
Let's put some
Boys.
anti-shine on your face and get this thing going.
Yeah, and let's go to town on this thing for an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Anti-shine. That's a good one. I find that funny.
This is
Yes.
And I will say to your fans, and to our fans, you have been in communication.
Yes.
You went from no engine, no Rich. Now
Right.
you've literally said, I will come on.
Yes.
I just need to find a time.
Here's what I want. Here's what I'm going to make this pledge here on this program, because my whole point about
This is
your
why we
passionate
came.
fans, your fans are really in my grill right now. They're in my grill. They're very angry. Sometimes they think, just Jack, give it up. Like, stop with the posting.
Never
that
stop,
he's never
Jack.
going to come on. Never stop.
Never stop, Jack.
Here's what we're going to do this. I just don't know when I'm going to be in Nashville. I did think, was it a couple summers ago? I said I'm
It was
coming.
last training camp
Last
last year.
training
summer,
camp, and
yeah.
you said you had to do training camp. You couldn't make it.
The
Like,
off day didn't.
blame it on Vrabel. That's fine. You want to blame it on Vrabel?
To a
Okay.
very nice place.
Okay.
Because, like we said before, you've been in the game for a minute.
So I will say this. This is my plan. I will come on the bus. I have no problem coming on the bus. I will do it. I would love if there's a motor on it. I think you should. Like, what? How about this then? Before I make my statement, why don't you take the bus around the country? Don't you think if you took the bus around the country, don't you think fans would want to look at this thing? Fans would flock to it. Right? They would.
Mr. Eisen, could I interject?
Yes, sir.
Oops. This is going to be tough to hear.
Because of this situation,
Yes.
it has now led us to we have bought now another bus that is in the process of getting wrapped. It can only top out at 55. It's got a
There's a
hole.
governor.
It's got a
There's a
hole in the
governor on the
floor
engine.
right now.
Yeah.
It's got a hole in the floor right now. It's a little rusted, but
yes.
we had to spend the money because we're like, we need to get Rich Eisen on this podcast.
Is that what it seriously?
There's
we have a
there's-
photo. We'll have a
there's-
photo that you can
when
put
we
up.
pull up the files, the charts and everything, there's literally a budget thing that
Eisen
says
budget.
Rich Eisen.
Yeah, Rich
And it's
Eisen
on
bus.
there.
I'm a line item?
If you're a line item,
I'm a line
thank you
item.
for saying that, because I cannot figure that out in my mind. Wouldn't find those words. But yes, that
I'm a
was
line item.
where I was going.
On the Bussin' with the boys,
You've made it.
I guess, budget.
This is
I'm a line
fantastic.
item.
We found it down in Georgia, Florida.
So is that
sitting
what
in
it is?
the backyard
This
somewhere?
This is being confirmed by one of the 15 people off camera. Okay.
It looks great.
So but it makes sense. Fans would flock to it. You can do shows from it, right? Fans will be outside it. Will it be one of those things where you can open it up and you can look in for the fans to see it from their sitting?
And it's a school bus, so you can open the little door, and then
Okay. Fans can come in and see.
have a Chris Farley-esque
Are we
figure.
going to have our studio set up in there? I don't know if that'll be the If that'll be the move, it might just be more for.
Okay.
It's a show item.
So here's
Yeah,
the
show
thing. But
item.
I would love to come to Nashville, and this is the idea: is that I appear on the program, and Jack takes me to the airport in his new Chevy Silverado. That's the plan.
But what
Are you
has
sure
to
you're going
happen.
to want to ride in that Chevy Silverado that he's going to get?
Why?
Well,
It's just a Chevy.
there's a budget. We've talked about line items, right?
What is
Your budget line item took a little bit away from his budget line item.
So it's no longer. Are we downgrading? Are
It's
we
not downgrading.
Jacks?
He's getting a Chevy Silverado. Which Chevy Silverado
It just
that might be
like a
is up
47
for.
or something.
Oh, it's not brand new. It's not brand new.
Here's the good news, Rich.
Yeah.
I'll give you the good news right now. It doesn't matter what year that Chevy Silverado was built. That thing's durable, reliable. It's going to be the best thing on the road. I'm going to tell you that right now. So you're going to get to the airport.
Yes.
Might have a governor on as well. There might be,
Okay, so
might be hitting back roads.
leave 3 hours before the flight.
No
is that what you're
question.
saying?
Yes. Absolutely. There's no
I
question
do
about
have
it.
a question. Did at any
Yes,
point
well.
in all the bits, did
Yes.
it ever get a little like, is this real for a second?
What do you mean?
Like, is there beef?
I think you thought there was beef for 1 second, Taylor.
No.
You
no.
thought.
Listen, MySpace top 10.
That could be that's.
No,
You
you
could
thought
think
there
every
was a
now and
little
then.
beef
Emotional
for a
beef?
second.
Yeah.
You thought
Do I
there
need to
was-
swing on Rich?
Take me for a walk?
Brilliant.
By the
dude,
way,
that one
yeah,
day. That was
incredible.
brilliant.
For those of you who
I
haven't
love-
seen Rich's
Your
walks.
walks are so damn funny, Will.
I enjoy them. I thoroughly enjoy them.
Have you done one lately? Have you taken a break?
I did. I took somebody on a walk when I was out in Italy. And now that I'm back and can be a little bit more focused on my craft, there will be some walks to be had in the future.
So why did you decide to take a break from your lovely Italian vacation where you were eating food that was definitely awesome?
Bon
by the way,
appetite,
you didn't have
bon
a problem with him.
appetite.
You don't have him, but he's also you had like paninis and stuff like that. You needed to get.
Oh, I was carb loading a lot out in
I can
Italy.
see that. Okay, so what did
Well,
somebody piss you off doing
you still
that?
got Wi-Fi. You can still scroll the timeline a little bit, and you see something that's like makes you feel type boy. Like let me clear the air here. Let me take him for a walk. Let me give him some medicine. Let me maybe put him in the stroller, put a binky in his mouth, lay him down at night. The possibilities are endless.
Right.
So I felt like I needed to do that.
All right, the boys are here. Will Compton and Taylor Lewan on the Rich Eisen Show live on our sets. This proving that we're all good.
We're all friends here.
We're all good.
There's
we're
no
all friends
question.
here. Okay.
We're not done, are we?
Not at all.
Okay, good.
We're just
Yeah,
getting
I thought-
started. We're
I do
getting
need a
started.
break.
No,
I'm trying to
that's the
hold-
first
I'm trying
thing.
to hold character
Are
with
you
the cup.
are you done playing? Or what?
Me?
Yeah.
No, maybe. I don't know,
Okay.
but
What do you think?
I don't know. I woke up this morning and I saw on the old timeline there that the Dolphins had a tackle go down,
Okay.
and you
Injury
know,
rate in the NFL.
it's 100%, brother. But being sitting in this chair, you know, a whole grown-up human being, less in weight,
Yeah.
it's tough for me to look you in the eyes and be like, I'm ready to go,
Right.
Rich. 255.
Is that what you're down to?
Yeah, 255 right now.
Wow. But you're
so-
available. You're an available.
I'm available,
255.
brother. If you need a blocking tight end,
The best ability is.
put me on minimum, brother.
Availability.
I will be that Y.
Okay.
I just
Thank you,
refuse.
Chris.
I refuse to be in an I formation and play the F and go downhill.
Has anyone called you, Taylor?
all 32.
Yeah. Yeah, teams that call him.
He's a 3-time Pro Bowler. My man's
ahead,
healthy.
Will.
He's got his knee going on. He
Yeah.
just had a little dicey situation last year. He said
Yeah.
he hasn't played football in a couple of years, so he's very healthy. His body's ready to go.
I will say the knee does hurt every single day. And I'm not doing myself any favors by telling these teams this. It hurts every day.
Okay.
But you know what? What is.
That's also being a dad.
That's what you, yeah, no question. And the back too, you hold them up a little bit. And my 6-year-old, she likes to be held all the time. And I'm like, brother, we gotta talk about this.
me, yeah.
Yeah.
You call your daughter brother? Is that what you're
I
saying?
do. I call her dude, brother. Yeah. She's funny, man. She like says some of the things I say, and I think it's so funny when 6-year-olds say like, "Oh, that's sick," or "Dad, this food is fire." I'm like, yo, what are you? That's awesome because you just like Loki, like, oh, I'm basically manipulating you into what I want you to be.
Exactly.
It's a wild deal
Yeah,
having
that's
kids,
the way
man.
it works.
You're kind of just doing it.
How do you enjoy your baby is how old now? How old
You don't want to ask about my career?
Oh, I will in a second.
Oh, my daughter, she's amazing. I love.
How old is she?
I am obsessed with being a girl dad. 16 months,
Okay.
and it
You
is.
took a 16-month to Italy?
yes.
Yeah, we
and
all-
there was some trial and tribulation, but make no mistake, we had a great time.
So you had the first time that you're learning the difference between a trip and a vacation.
Yeah.
A vacation is what you used to have. You're now on trips now.
Yeah, this was a 2-week trip. My wife wanted it, and I am usually very much against a 2-week long type of trip.
Why?
When you're in the machine for however, when you're playing football and everything is structured all year round. Like
Yes.
you might go, Taylor was saying it the other day, you can slip out workouts 4 days in a row, Monday through Thursday, and you might give somebody the weekend from Thursday to Sunday.
Yes.
But you got to be back on it. So 4 days tops was like, that's the maximum capacity for a vacation. And now that I've been kind of half in, half out,
Yeah.
it's more like 10-day, 2-week. My wife's she's leveraged me down to 2 weeks, but it was a phenomenal time over there.
Which is incredible. Like I had anxiety for you when you were saying I'm going to Italy for 2 weeks because like honestly, you're still in that mindset where it's like I got to be prepared for something, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking training camp, like we could do, like you're in the hamster wheel, and there
Yeah.
are times where you're just like, hey, get out of here and go.
I think the thing that the casual fan doesn't realize is how much work goes into just stepping on the field on Sunday. It is truly, it has to consume all of you. Like you're never truly present in any other situation than when you're in meetings, on the practice field, in the gym getting ready.
Yeah.
Like for however long, because NFL, not for long, the average is 2 years. And so you're just constantly trying to beat odds until you've made the decision, whether it's Pop Warner or high school or wherever. They're like, okay, this is going to be my dream, my goal. Everything goes into that. So when you're now in the situation Will and I are, where it's like, running's on the wall in a lot of ways,
Yeah.
you kind of sit there and you're like, man, like how do you now go from that and essentially become like learning to be a regular adult at 32, 33 years old?
Well, your guys are crushing it, though. I mean, your show is insanely popular, so that's
Thank
great.
you.
And then if the average career is 2 years, that means congratulations on playing 5 times the average
Thank you.
career.
I do appreciate
in
that.
the National Football League.
2 times 5 is
10.
There you go.
Yeah.
Look
Which
at us
is-
doing math together.
Which is,
Verbal and
I'll give it to you,
math.
brother.
Yeah.
You had that 10. Goodell.
Yeah.
What happened?
Goodell.
Did he really?
And Tom Brady.
Okay.
Tom Brady, Goodell, they got in the room. They wanted to keep me out of the AFC South because the Falcons were at a point in their season that, hey, we make a push here late, we can get in the playoffs.
Yes.
So Art, he made a phone call. What time? What place?
Arthur
I'll be
Smith.
there. Arthur Smith, yeah.
Well, obviously, from his time in Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
Is that what
Yeah.
it was? Okay.
But no, what happened was I had the gambling show Bet the Bus going on, and that's obviously a conflict. When at last year at that point, I didn't think I was going to be a phone call would be there to do year 10. Like
Sure.
I figured it was art. I'm going to start leaning into this now, the gambling scene, because there's business and money to be made there. So I stand that up. Art gives me a shout and asks if I would do a workout. We plan a workout in 2 weeks. I go and do the workout, do well. And Art brings me in his office and he's like, hey, if you had a crystal ball, when would you want to play? And we had a few tailgates left for Bojangles that we needed to deliver on. And I was like, if you could come get me after the Bussin Bowl, it was like mid-November, because when we were talking, it was like mid-October.
Yeah.
I was like, that would be ideal. But if you want me to come now, like I just,
you'll
he's
drop
like,
it.
listen, I wouldn't offer that up if I didn't like trust what you would be doing. And he called me after the Bussin Bowl, or maybe a week after that. And I drove down 4 a.m, just signed the waiver to complete my physical, saying that I hadn't been hurt since the workout. Go up to sign the contract. We added like a separate like amendment and an addendum. Yeah. You kind of know that stuff. The addendum or the amendment.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, this should work, separating me from the gambling, separating me from basically all of it, to where I just do, I can still do Bussin' with the boys. Right. He goes, I'll send this into the league office. Falcons made some iterations, some edits on the contracts. And they're like, we'll send this into the league office. 15 minutes. You should be ready to go. We'll have you on the practice field tomorrow. And 8 hours go by. And then I get a phone call from basically the Moneyball guy for the Atlanta Falcons. Yeah. And he's like, hey, the NFL seems to think you're a long way away from playing under these conditions. This could be, this could take a couple days. A couple days turn into a week, couple weeks, a month. Then unfortunately the Falcons, they dropped a couple. There was probably 2 or 3 games left, and to where it was like, we could go all in and do it this way. But by that point, it was it ran its course.
So if the Falcons, let's just say if the Falcons had made the playoffs last year or whatever, it's entirely possible you could have been like the Eric Weddle of the situation.
Could have, yes, yes.
Like you could have just popped in there?
There was a lot of hurdles we had to kind of navigate through to make it possible to play, which I thought was a little over the top. But unfortunately, that's why year 10 had to be laid to rest.
What about this year?
This year, well, I'll show you.
Okay. All right.
Do you mind if I hit a punt set?
What, you doing what?
You want me to hit a punt set?
Sure. What do you need to do? Hold on a second. Hold on. There you go.
Just for any GMs and coaches that are out there.
Any GMs or coaches
right there.
that are watching right
there,
now.
Straight ahead. We're gonna
know
widen
that
out
Will
for
Compton.
you.
Hey, take another step forward. Take one more step forward.
There's a high moving around. Keep your eyes right. You tap the guy. And boom. Right there.
Shoulders square. Good post arm.
Wide base.
Wide base in case a bull rush comes. He's ready for the inside move. He didn't overset in the situation. My man's in midseason form right now. So
that was good.
GM
that was
pretty
good.
incredible.
Like if we had a ladder on the floor, you'd have been able to do all that.
Yeah, no question.
Okay.
Yeah. So Will's one of those guys that like he didn't got to practice, brother.
Well, you passed
we proved that in 2020 when we played the Bills. And essentially, Titans versus Bills, we played on a Tuesday. We were going to play the Steelers. Yeah. Then they're like, hey, this is now your bye week. We're not practicing. We met, reintroduced ourselves to each other, 45 minutes. Can't curse, but we them up. You know what I'm saying?
You got it.
Them up.
Yeah.
Right.
We took them.
Brought to you by Zoom.
Yeah. And literally, we proved you do not have to practice to be successful in the NFL. Beat Josh Allen.
Well, you
beat the Bills.
You passed my eye test.
Thank you. And you've seen a lot of ball.
I have.
You've seen a lot of ball. You're at the combine every year.
I've seen a lot of sets. I've seen a lot of movements. Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing, and everything Will just said, is a head coach of an NFL team called Will Compton in, did a workout, and then goes, when do you want to play? How insane is that? He goes, when is this good for you? And Will goes, well, me and my friend are going to go watch a football game together in Ann Arbor. And he goes, okay, well, I'll call you after, huh? You want to come play for us then? And this dude, I mean, that's wild, right?
Yeah.
That is the most insane stuff.
Situation.
Shout out Arthur Smith,
man.
and his new mustache. You see that
I was
thing?
about to say, yes, we have a photograph of it because we were
Hold
all
up.
wondering what this, he called it a lifestyle choice. I'm wondering,
incredible.
could this be potentially a protest mustache in your defense, Will Compton,
There's no
based on
question.
what happened last year? Could this be,
There are rumors circulating that this could be a protest mustache.
don't you think?
Yes, yes. And if
Reddit's
the boys
talking, message boards.
don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, if the boys do get to the playoffs, there could be some fun and interesting press conferences to come.
One of Arthur Smith's heroes, mentors was Russ Grimm, and that mustache is exactly Russ Grimm-esque.
So you think that's what it is?
I think it played both sides. I think there's definitely Arthur sitting there going, NFL did that to Will. You enjoy this lip hair. I think that those are the two. And then there's also going to be.
Look at that.
He saw it. He saw
it's
Russ
awesome.
Grimm, Hall of Famer, one of the best coaches I've ever had in my entire life, and
It's glorious.
it's beautiful, man.
Look at that.
The funny thing is that phase, that teenage phase that it kind of went through when I was like hitting puberty at first, because it was kind of like dusty. And now that's a full lipper. That's a full ferret on the top of his lip, and it looks fantastic. Guy's incredible.
Taylor Lewan and Will Compton here on the Rich Eisen Show. We will take a break. We'll come back. And you want to talk some ball? Do you want to do that?
Love to talk ball.
Talk ball.
You want to talk
Absolutely.
ball?
We
Let's
talk
talk
ball.
ball.
Absolutely.
Let's do that. Jack, take a seat. Okay, Jack McPherson
This is it, Jack.
taking a seat
This is your moment.
where Jay Felly is giving up his seat.
Wow, let's go.
This is unprecedented.
Here we go. Well, I mean, it's
Jack gonna run the board?
look.
Should we
here's
clap
the
for
thing,
him?
it's
I feel like we should
yeah,
clap.
let's clap.
Get the man. Yeah.
Turn to your left.
It's a little tight at first,
Jack,
right?
there's your camera. Is there another camera that Jack can look at as well?
He's got the Del Tufo cam.
Can we
That's
get
the only
a
one we
third
got.
camera?
He's got Del
No.
Tufo
He's just
camera.
got this. This is team coverage of Jack McPherson. And so you're yes, it is unprecedented.
Unprecedented.
But I guess here's the rule from now on. We'll set this up. Anybody who posts a photograph of me for 427 straight days is allowed to sit in a chair.
I don't know if I'd say that, Rich.
I don't know.
The stipulation on everything is it has to be every single day. Could not miss one day. If he missed one day, no Chevy Silverado.
Unbelievable.
0 days, twice on Sunday.
Attaboy.
Yes,
we
sir.
do.
Well done.
2 a day.
And
Extra one for God.
And I'll tell you, some of these photographs, I don't know where you find them. I'm like, what? I don't, there's been like 2 or 3 where I don't recall. Every single one, I pretty know exactly what you're doing.
I feel like I know you very well because you are so ingrained in my day-to-day life. I see you more than my parents most weeks, some of my friends. So
Okay.
it's nice to be sitting in the chair, see you in person.
Very good. Same here.
Yes, sir.
Same here.
Do you have like
We're back in 5 seconds.
an
by the way.
alarm that goes off? Like, do you do it at the same time every day? What's your process?
Hold on a second. Don't answer that because we just want to make sure our radio audience returns. We're back here on the Rich Eisen Show terrestrial radio network. I'm sitting at the Rich Eisen Show desk, furnished by Grainger with supplies and solutions for every industry. Grainger has the right product for you. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Taylor Lewan and Will Compton, the boys from Bussin with the Boys, are here in person. They're here in Los Angeles. And joining us in Jason Feller's chair, Jay Felly, kind of, you're not too far away, are you, just in case something goes down? Jack McPherson, what is your exact title on Bussin? What do you call yourself, Jack?
I'm a social media manager. So
Okay.
anything you'd see on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all the platforms, that is what I do.
Killing it. And you are the one who is posting a photograph of me every day.
Every single day. Every day. But it can't go without mentioning it. We have a whole army that does so much.
team.
So it's a team effort.
Screw them, Jack. You're the one sitting in the chair. On the right.
You can see he's been in the team meeting rooms. We, not me type of vibe.
Look at
I
you
love
guys.
that.
Look at you
I
guys
love
creating an
that, Jay.
environment.
That's a big time move, brother.
Boy, that's impressive.
That's huge.
It's a team. There is, I would say, there is an I in Bussin. Okay. So what are you Googling my name? Is that how this works?
Yeah.
Chris, you said, what do you
Yeah, I
ask
just
what-
want to know the process. Do you have an alarm that goes off every day? And it's like, oh, time for the Eisen photo. Like, what? Walk us through all of that.
So I've test run a lot of ideas. I've really hit the drawing board a lot. I had an alarm for a while,
And the white coat on.
then the alarm was going off in inopportune times. So I had to dial that back.
Can you tell me one of the inopportune times? Is it safe for work to give us what's the most inopportune time you can share with us that an alarm went off that you had to post a picture of me?
Definitely one was while we were live on the pod. The went off. And,
is that the alarm?
Yeah, which is pretty aggressive. And any time that Will and Taylor can take an opportunity to make a shot, you don't want to give them that, and I gave them that day. So
Head on a swivel.
So I had to take the alarm off, and now, like I said, you're just so of a part of my day-to-day life that
That's impressive.
I think about you more than I think about my mom sometimes.
Okay,
And,
it's understood. Understandable.
You don't just gather photos and like schedule them out.
I have done that. Typically, when we go on long runs, like for the Super Bowl this past year, I scheduled them out like 8 or 9 days in advance, just because I didn't want to have to worry about that while we're out there. But I've gotten to a process where there's little photos left that I have not posted, but I just use keywords. So it's basically whatever I'm doing that day. So if I'm out getting a coffee, I'll type in Rich Eisen coffee, or if I'm out on the golf course, Rich Eisen golf, or
That's some game for them
That is
guys
solid.
out there.
That is a solid move.
you got to find the keywords. And it's interesting. I feel like I know more about your photographic evidence online than probably you do, and probably more than most people should ever. But yeah, we're on day 428.
We are.
We have yet to post the photo today.
Well,
but
I think we have a rare opportunity here to produce a photograph specifically for this, and I'm just wondering, should it just be Jack?
I think
And
so.
I,
I think
or-
so.
or all
Day
of
four,
us,
what is
or-
it? Today's 428.
day will be 428.
Day 428 of a photo of Rich Eisen.
with Jack?
Yeah, it should
right,
be you
like
two.
here on the set.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here.
I'd love that.
Let's
It
do
could be Jack in your chair and you sit here, and
Hell
Taylor
no.
and I
No,
walk
no,
out.
Oh, Rich.
Well, take it easy, Rich.
Hang on, man.
You're the pro.
What's behind that desk?
Yeah.
What are you trying to hide?
That's a great question.
Oh,
He
no, I'm
loves
not
very-
hiding. There's nothing to hide.
Yeah.
My life
You
is
just,
an open
that's
book.
you.
Oh, you want to see what's behind the desk?
No. You got really up in arms when the whole thing came out.
No.
Hold on. I got a Rogers jersey.
Oh, unsigned.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, yes, of course. J.J. Watt sent me his latest kit.
Oh,
Nice.
that's
Good
nice. That's a
marketing by
nice
JJ
deal.
Watt.
Firmly, right?
Looking like an 80s Phillies jersey.
Shout out
Yeah,
JJ
go
Watt. Shout out
half.
the Watt brothers.
Oh,
Been through a lot together.
With a very personal message that is, typewritten.
Is it signed? My
Actually,
hand?
that's actually
maybe you
that's
should
a
just come
read.
in my chair.
That's a live read I have to do.
That's
I don't
cool.
know.
Wait,
oh, here,
Jack-
got this.
Wait, Jack. While they're
Oh,
doing
this is a great piece of.
what's the closest you
this
ever
is the-
came to missing a day?
This is the Kyler Murray moment.
Ooh, that's a good question.
And it
sorry.
involves one of our guys, JP.
He said, "What's the closest you ever came to missing a day?"
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, JP Hovey, our producer and an elite team member, for Bussin' with the Boys.
Look at him.
I was at a concert in Nashville, and I get a text from JP, and
Taylor
he said,
Swift.
I can't remember the concert, but it was not
Swiftie?
Taylor
He goes
Swift.
to every concert in Nashville.
Yeah.
And I get a text. It's 11:58, and JP says, "Hey, someone just DM'd me and said you haven't posted Eisen today." And I'm in a bar. I think it was right after a concert. So I'm in a bar, and I start freaking out. I get to it, and my biggest fear was that the service wasn't going to go through,
Yeah.
and the timestamp would be 12:01, and everything was for nothing. So
Everything's for nothing.
so thank you to JP Hovey. He sent me that, and we could go check the timestamp. It went out at 11:59 p.m. when we got it in.
JP.
That's crazy, JP.
Thank
We
God
just
you
lost a
had
lot of
better
money
re-
because of that.
Thank you had better reception than Einstein, right? And those
Yeah.
commercials that didn't stop running last year could have been kaput. All right. Well,
Should his photo
there
be
you
up
go.
here?
Huh? Right
Probably
now?
after the show.
Oh, after
Yeah,
that's a great- that's a
the
great
commercial
point. That's a
break.
great
Do the
point.
commercial break.
You
I
guys
still
on
have
the
time
radio
for
are
you.
like, what's
It's
the
a great
silence
point.
for? And it's just like you hear the
we're-
click of a
We're on
camera
live
going
here.
off.
Calm down, Will.
All right, so let's
excited.
talk some ball. Are the Jets real? Are they real?
I think so. We were
Okay,
actually
you
talking
do?
about
Yeah.
it yesterday.
Okay.
It's one of those things too. You got to kind of temper your expectation, because I was really fired up for the boys in the silver and black last year on paper.
No, me
And I
too.
feel the same kind of way with the Jets right now, especially how they just picked up Dalvin Cook. And I just feel like everything you see that's coming out of the Jets camp right now is so like optimistic, enthusiastic, positive competitions that are going on right now. Right now, you see some rumors going around with David Bakhtiari
I heard
potentially
that.
going to the
Yeah.
Jets.
Yeah, because yesterday when Rodgers was asked about, is he concerned about, what's his level of concern about the protection? He said very low. He goes, I don't. He basically said he doesn't choose who's out there with him right now. He said he didn't have anything to say about it at this point. Didn't he say those 3 greatest words?
At this point,
something like that.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, what does that mean? I think he might be calling his buddy, right?
I think so.
Didn't he Instagram out a photograph and put Bakhtiari's handle on his butt or something like that? Just to sort of
to protect his backside.
Yeah.
Blindside, backside.
Yeah,
That's
the game within the game. Rodgers is great at that.
Yeah.
He's playing
saw
chess
it.
on a different level.
I saw
And he
that.
knows everybody's just waiting to try to piece it all together.
I think the worst thing we can do for the Jets right now is to say Super Bowl. I think they're a great team. I think they will make the playoffs.
Yeah.
But, dude, the AFC is insane right now. It
They
is
really
so
are.
hard to sit there and be like, all right, you got Chiefs, you got the Bills, you got the Bengals, Miami's cooking.
Right.
You got
I mean, just their division.
their division in general. It's going to be hard for them. I mean, with Rodgers, obviously, like anything is possible.
Right.
Bring Bakhtiari over there, guys. A+. He's an A+ athlete. He's an A+ left tackle. That'll help a lot.
Let's get
Yeah,
that
but
rumor.
why
Let's
would-
get
but
that
why would-
rumor
yeah,
going.
that's
Let's get
David
that rumor
Bakhtiari
going.
is
Why
going
would
to
the
the Jets
Packers
this
do
year.
that? Why would the Packers
We're
do
hearing
that?
Bakhtiari is going to be heading to the Jets soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rumored, yeah,
Instead
that's
of
right.
actually having an actual conversation, we
Correct.
should do
He is
something
headed that
more
way.
viral. I'm picking up. I got it. I got it.
But why would the Packers do that?
Yeah, why would they do that?
Everything expresses to them that they are in a rebuild year.
Come on,
You
man.
go think 5 years in the future. Don't think this year. Say we got Jordan Love. We got to see what he's going to do. He played in a couple games. He played well. Good, not great type situation. Obviously, the history of their quarterbacks has been phenomenal.
Yes.
But you take
Right.
Bakhtiari, draft capital. He's getting older. Let's let the Jets have their thing. He's going to a different division. We don't have to see them. We can now focus on our draft capital. Our cap is now lower. How do we look to build this thing into a powerhouse in the next 3 to 5 years?
Well, you think they're in the Packers are in a rebuild?
I do. I think the
Bakhtiari
Lions.
even
I think the
said
Lions
that,
win
right?
that division.
You think the Lions?
I think the
I
Lions
think the
win that
Vikings
division.
win that division.
I mean, it's.
But I think the Packers are up
teams.
there too. It's just I don't think they're in like.
I love Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur is incredible. He's a
Right.
great coach, but I do think Packers are not going to be what we've seen for so
I think
many
Love
years.
is going to surprise some people.
I think he will. I think
too.
he'll be
But
great.
that's what I'm rooting for.
Well,
Anyway.
he wouldn't if he doesn't have Bakhtiari protecting his blind
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
You know, it would be
it's tough.
That would be a heck of
But
a.
a coach like LaFleur, who does a lot of movement passes, he does a lot of get him out of the pocket. He does a good job of putting in the run game, keeping guys honest. You can kind of get away with that and still make a dent in the season without a guy like Dave.
Who are we talking? Who aren't we talking about enough? Which team are we not talking about enough? I've been asking that question a lot. I'll ask that of you guys. What do you got for me? Who are we not?
That is a good question.
Oh, I only ask those.
Because everyone's we're at the point in the year with media where the cow's been milked. Everyone's kind of just like, can we just get to the season, right? I mean,
Yes.
am I like,
You're not
you got
wrong.
to sit there some days in July and be like, what are we talking
Dude,
about today,
we
boys?
spoke about Eric Bieniemy's red ass for like 3 straight
You can
days
say ass on
last
the show?
week. I did. Yeah, you can.
You just opened up the floodgates, brother. No, I'm just kidding, but
we talked about his coaching style for like 3 straight days last week. That's how like we're ready. So we've tap danced long enough. You got a team? What do
I
you-
think
which team?
Miami is a team that
There you go. Okay.
it's just I don't know if they're contenders like that, but they're a team that I think are going
They
to
could
surprise
be.
a lot of people. Tua is in a fork in the road with his career right now.
I
Where's he
agree.
going to
I
go?
said that
What's
he
going
was
to
one
happen?
of I agree that I said
Yeah.
he's one of the quarterback I said that's under the most pressure, which
Yeah.
is is a media term, is Russ
Yeah.
Wilson.
And he's feeling it a little bit when you're hearing news articles come out about him learning how to fall and all. It's like
what-
it's such a unique.
We
it's
love
usually a
salty
thing, but then
Tua
you listen to
around
guys that are in martial arts a lot, and there is a technique to fall and how to fall and all that. And so,
Right.
I think this is a big year for not only him. They have the firepower to do it. They have the defense to do it. They have the leadership on the defensive side of the ball. Jalen getting hurt is tough, but you see him on social media. He's keeping himself accountable through a public eye, and so I think he'll be.
Do you have a team? We got
I
2
think
minutes left.
I think the NFC South has a couple teams. I think the Saints.
Whoa.
And I also think Carolina. I'm excited to see how Bryce Young does. 'Cause I do think they have a good team on paper outside of bringing in Bryce Young. And I also think the Saints. I think Derek Carr getting like a fresh start in New Orleans. I think could surprise some people because they're good on defense. They're good around him. And then I think another thing that let's flip it. What team are we talking about too much?
Okay.
The Jets.
Yeah,
Maybe
I mean
the
the Jets is
Jets.
the number one team. Yeah,
But maybe there are some rumors out there that the Chiefs might not win the division this year.
Oh God, don't
No,
do.
he's just.
There's some.
Why would you do that to yourself?
I think you got
He-
the. I think
dude,
you got.
he loves pain.
Why would
I think
you
you
do
got
that?
the Raiders that are ready to make a big jump.
Don't
year
do
two
it.
with McDaniels.
I did this
And I
for-
also
I
think
did
the
this-
Chargers. I think the
quarterback this
Chargers
year?
could come along a little bit more. And don't sleep on Sean Payton with Russell Wilson down in.
I think you can sleep away on that.
Yes.
I think you can.
Chiefs-
Take yourself a nap. Don't set an alarm, brother. You're gonna get a good sleep
The
on that
Chiefs
one.
might not make the playoffs this year.
I think
that's
that is
insane.
blasphemous, and that's
That
that's
is
Will
insane.
doubling down
Why
on
are
what
you
happened
doing
last year.
that?
For those of you who follow Bussin with the Boys, Will did his bet the bus segment, and he said the same thing.
I was right on all but 2 of the division winners last year.
I got so much crap at the draft in Kansas City, and my take of the Raiders will win the division from the previous March, 2 Marches previous, was still stuck in their craw after I had a mea culpa on the set.
Dude,
And
Kansas
I just-
City does not forget.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
Well, they won't
They do
forget
not
now.
forget.
We had Travis Kelce on our podcast, and he let Will know.
One of
Oh,
our-
he let us know that was bulletin board material for them to win the Super Bowl.
No
so
question.
Well
you're
done.
welcome
You're
to
a factor.
Chiefs Kingdom.
You're a factor. Taylor Lewan, Will Compton, Bussin' with the Boys, where all podcasts can be acquired. There it is. It's
Isn't it
one of the
beautiful?
best in the business right here on the Rich Eisen Show. Thanks for coming on, gents. Greatly
Thank you,
Thanks
appreciate
for
it.
having us. You're a professional.
Look at us. Look at us all
Dude,
hanging
you're really
together.
the man. I want to double down on that.
Thank you.
In a genuine way. Like, it is awesome to be here. It really
Yeah.
is.
Thanks, man. I appreciate
It
you
is
guys.
great.
Thank you. We've got about 90 seconds left right here before we.
96. Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
I saw this on Instagram the other day, and people say like for gentlemen that don't have a whole lot of hair, when you wash your face,
Yes.
where do you stop?
What do you mean?
Where do you like? If I were to wash my face, I'd
Yeah.
forehead down. Do you go
Of course.
and put the cleanser up top too?
Oh, yeah.
Smart. You've aged so gracefully.
This is how we're going to utilize the 90 seconds.
Honestly,
Well, I just I wanted to.
honestly didn't think going out the door I'd talk about my moisturizing techniques with Taylor Lewan.
I
but
mean, you
yes,
think the way you've aged.
but yes, it's all up. Yeah,
Outstanding.
it's all part of one moneymaker.
No
You
question.
understand what I'm saying?
No question about it.
Shout out my
Any
old
other
man.
questions?
Shout out my old man at home watching this.
Shout out
Hey,
Twisted
Dad,
Tea.
Dad, we made it.
Shout out Twisted Tea. Get you a twee in the fall, boys.
All right, so I'm going to be on the bus. Hey, do we have a photo? We got the photograph. It's gone. There it is.
Oh, yeah.
That's it, huh?
That's
There
it.
she
It is
is.
stout. Look at it.
Can you imagine?
girl.
That's a Mike linebacker. That's a Mike linebacker. That's Chris Borland right there.
What a pull.
Is there a
What a
neck
pull.
roll for this bus
No
somewhere?
love for Luke Kuechly?
There was a little bit more stout than
okay.
Kuechly's got more of the tangibles. I
understand.
You know what I mean?
And Kuechly's got a shot at the Hall. I don't think that the only shot at the Hall is that
then
you
it's
drive
Zach
that
Thomas.
to Canton.
Zach Thomas.
There it is.
Okay.
All right. Soon to have a motor and drive to a place near you. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.